Water is essentially everywhere in our world. It hides deep within the soil. It is locked away in massive ice caps at the poles. But perhaps the most surprising place it resides is within each and every one of us. The average human is composed of between 55 and 60% water. That's a staggering figure. This percentage isn't static. It changes depending on factors like geographical location, body fat index, age, sex. At birth, babies are about 75% water. In that state, they are almost like a fish. Over the first year, water composition drops, settling near 65% by their first birthday. The answer: our bodies are dynamic. We're not a closed system like a sealed bottle. We constantly interact with the environment and lose fluid, sweating, breathing, urinating, so we must replenish to maintain balance and health. This need ties us into the planet's water cycle. The water we drink becomes the substance of our cells. Hydration impacts everything: energy levels, cognitive function, making water one of the most critical parts of daily health. The H2O circulating within our bodies is far more than just a passive filler. It is an active and indispensable workhorse involved in a multitude of critical functions. One of its most important jobs is to cushion and lubricate our joints. Think of the cartilage in your knees and elbows as sponges. Water keeps them plump and slick, allowing your bones to glide smoothly past one another with every step you take and every object you lift. Without adequate water, this cartilage can lose its sponginess, leading to increased friction, discomfort, potentially long-term joint issues. It is the silent, unseen fluid that enables our very mobility. Furthermore, water plays a vital role in regulating our body's internal temperature. When we get too hot from intense exercise or on a warm day, our body's primary cooling mechanism is sweating. As sweat, which is mostly water, evaporates from our skin, it carries away heat, effectively lowering our body temperature. This process of thermoregulation is absolutely essential for survival. Water acts as our personal, built-in air conditioning system. Water is also essential for nourishing and protecting our most vital organs, particularly the brain and the spinal cord. These delicate structures are housed within cerebrospinal fluid, composed primarily of water. This fluid acts as a shock absorber. An adult's brain and heart are almost 3/4 water, a composition roughly equivalent to the moisture in a banana. Our lungs, constantly exchanging air, are about 83% water, like an apple. Even seemingly dry human bones are about 31% water. Beyond structure and protection, water is the main component of our blood, the river of life. It transports nutrients and oxygen to every cell. It carries vital sugars, hormones, and chemical messengers. It also picks up waste like carbon dioxide and other metabolic byproducts, then transports them to the kidneys and to the lungs to be filtered and expelled. Without this constant fluid transport system, our cells would be starved of nutrients and poisoned by their own waste. While our bodies are masterful at using water, they are not designed to store it for long periods. We exist in a constant state of fluid exchange. Each day, the average person loses 2 to 3 liters of water. This isn't only when we're sick or exercising, it's a continuous process of living. One obvious way we lose water is through urine. Another is through bowel movements. Kidneys are sophisticated filtration systems. They remove waste and excess from blood. Waste must be dissolved in water to create urine, which is then expelled from the body. Water is essential for soft stools. A certain amount is lost with every bowel movement. Another significant but less noticeable way is sweat. Sweating cools the body. We sweat even when comfortable, low-level perspiration. That's insensible perspiration. Sweat loss increases with exercise, heat, or fever. Perhaps the most surprising pathway is breathing. Every exhale releases water vapor. You can see it on cold days when breath fogs. Tiny losses per breath add up over a day. Urination, defecation, sweating, breathing. All are essential, but create a constant deficit we must replenish by drinking and eating. Maintaining a balanced water level within our bodies is a delicate and essential act. When we lose more fluid than we take in, our body enters a state known as dehydration. The process begins in the brain. Sensory receptors in the hypothalamus detect low water levels. This detection acts as an alarm bell. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary gland, which releases antidiuretic hormone, ADH. ADH travels through the bloodstream and reaches the kidneys. ADH tells the kidneys to conserve water by creating channels called aquaporins, letting blood reabsorb more water from urine. That produces more concentrated, darker urine, an early reliable sign. As dehydration progresses, effects spread across the body. Even mild dehydration lowers energy, leaving us fatigued and sluggish. It can change mood, making us irritable or anxious. Skin may lose moisture and lose elasticity. Blood pressure can drop as blood volume falls. Dehydration significantly impacts cognition. A dehydrated brain works harder and can temporarily shrink in volume. If dehydration becomes severe, consequences grow dangerous. The heart strains to pump thicker blood. Temperature regulation fails more easily, raising heatstroke risk. While dehydration is a well-known risk, it is also possible to have too much of a good thing. Overhydration, a condition also known as hyponatremia or water intoxication, occurs when a person consumes an excessive amount of water in a very short period. This rapid influx of fluid can overwhelm the body's ability to process and excrete it, leading to a dangerous imbalance in the bloodstream. Although it is relatively rare in the general population, certain groups are at a higher risk. Athletes, particularly those participating in endurance events like marathons, are often the most common victims. The physiological process behind overhydration is essentially the opposite of what happens during dehydration. Whereas a dehydrated brain ramps up the production of the antidiuretic hormone, an overhydrated brain slows or even completely stops, releasing ADH into the blood. This signals the kidneys to excrete as much water as possible, leading to the production of large volumes of very dilute urine. However, if water is consumed too quickly, the kidneys simply can't keep up with the rate of intake. The excess water has nowhere to go but into the bloodstream. The primary danger of overhydration is the dilution of essential electrolytes in the body, particularly sodium. Sodium plays a critical role in maintaining the balance of fluids inside and outside of our cells. When the concentration of sodium in the bloodstream drops precipitously, a condition known as hyponatremia, the fluid balance is disrupted. Water begins to move from the blood into the body's cells, including brain cells, in an attempt to balance the electrolyte concentrations. This influx of water causes the cells to swell up like water balloons. This can be incredibly dangerous, especially within the rigid confines of the skull. The symptoms of water intoxication can be severe and escalate quickly. Initially, a person might experience headaches, nausea, and vomiting as the body tries to expel the excess fluid. As cells in the brain continue to swell, the pressure inside the skull increases, which can lead to confusion, disorientation, and, in rare but tragic instances, seizures, coma, or even death. This is why it is so important for athletes and others to hydrate smartly, replacing not just the water they lose, but also the electrolytes lost through sweat. It serves as a powerful reminder that balance is the key to healthy hydration. For a long time, conventional wisdom dictated a simple and memorable rule for hydration: drink 8 glasses of water a day. This straightforward advice was easy to follow and became a widely accepted health guideline. However, as our understanding of human physiology has become more nuanced, that one-size-fits-all estimate has since been fine-tuned. The scientific consensus today is that the amount of water we truly need to imbibe depends on a wide range of personal and environmental factors. There is no single magic number that applies to everyone. Modern recommendations are now provided as a range to account for these individual differences. For men, the recommended daily intake is typically between 2.5 and 3.7 liters. For women, the recommended range is slightly lower, about 2 to 2.7 liters per day. These guidelines are based on the needs of a generally healthy adult living in a temperate climate. It is important to remember that these are just starting points, and your personal requirements might fall above or below these ranges, depending on your unique body and lifestyle. Several key factors can push your hydration needs up or down. Your body weight and size play a significant role. A larger person generally requires more water than a smaller person to support their greater body mass. Your level of physical activity is another major determinant. If you engage in exercise that makes you sweat, you will need to drink extra water to compensate for that fluid loss. The environment you are in also matters immensely. Hot or humid weather can dramatically increase your sweat rate and consequently, your need for water. Similarly, living at a high altitude can increase fluid loss through respiration. Finally, your overall health status can influence your hydration needs. Certain health conditions, such as fever, vomiting, diarrhea, can increase needs. On the other hand, some conditions like certain types of kidney disease, liver disease, heart disease, may require fluid restrictions. It is always best to listen to your body's signals, primarily the sensation of thirst, and to consult with a healthcare provider if you have specific health conditions or concerns about your hydration levels. When we think about staying hydrated, the first image is a tall glass of pure, clean water. While water is the healthiest and most direct hydrator, it's not the only source of fluids. Many other beverages contribute to daily fluid intake. For a long time, people thought caffeinated drinks were dehydrating because caffeine is a mild diuretic and can increase urination. Modern research shows the water in these drinks more than compensates, so they do contribute to hydration. Not all beverages are equal. Sodas, fruit juices, sweetened teas, these sugary drinks add fluid but also sugar and empty calories. Sports drinks help during intense, prolonged exercise, but for everyday use, their extra sugar and sodium are usually unnecessary. Water remains the gold standard, along with unsweetened tea, coffee in moderation, and milk. We also eat water. About a fifth, 20% of our daily H2O comes from food. Many foods, fruits and vegetables have high water content and can supplement liquid intake. Including water-rich foods provides hydration plus vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Hydration superstars: strawberries, watermelon, cucumbers, leafy lettuce, broccoli, yogurt. Add a variety of these to meals and snacks to boost hydration and nourish your body. Consistently drinking the right amount of water provides immediate benefits that you can feel day to day, but it also plays a crucial role in promoting your long-term health and well-being. Think of optimal hydration as preventative maintenance for your body. Emerging studies uncover lasting advantages this simple habit can impact your future health. Some studies show hydration may lower stroke risk. When well hydrated, blood volume is maintained and the heart doesn't have to work as hard. Hydration supports managing chronic conditions like diabetes. For people with diabetes, stable blood sugar is paramount. Some research suggests hydration could lower the risk of certain cancers. No matter what your age, activity level, or lifestyle, getting the right amount of liquid each day makes a world of difference in how you will feel, think, and function on a daily basis. The connection between hydration and your sense of well-being is direct and powerful. When you are properly hydrated, you are more likely to have stable energy levels, avoiding those afternoon slumps. Your mood is also more likely to be balanced. Beyond just feeling good, proper hydration is fundamental to thinking well. Your brain, being nearly 3/4 water, is exceptionally sensitive to your hydration status. Embracing a hydrated lifestyle doesn't have to be a chore. Start your day with a glass of water. Carry a reusable water bottle with you. Set alarms on your phone if you need to. Incorporate water-rich foods into your diet. Listen to your body's signals of thirst. Your built-in hydration meter. Make hydration a conscious, consistent part of your routine. Ultimately, drinking enough water is a profound act of self-care. It is a toast to your own health, a commitment to nourishing your body and mind. For those with consistent access to clean drinking water, it is one of the most accessible and impactful health choices we can make daily. So, raise your glass. Make a conscious decision to give your body the water it needs to thrive. Your future self, feeling energized, thinking clearly, and functioning at its best, will thank you for it.